皆さんこんにちは、尾形です。今日は9回目の授業です。また新しい漢字を勉強します。頑張っていきましょう。Hello everyone, today is our ninth class and we are going to learn new kanji. Now, let's do our best to learn Japanese. Today, we will learn new kanji which looks easier than the last ones. But again, please pay attention to the stroke.This is very important. Also, we will read and write a lot in this video lecture, so please prepare a pen and note. Okay, let's start. We will learn these 4 kanji today. As I mentioned last time, please focus on 2 things. 1, you should follow the correct kanji stroke when you write so that you can write kanji beautifully and memorize easily. 2,There are 2 or more readings in each kanji. One is onyomi, which is Chinese reading, and the other is kunyomi, which is Japanese reading. And how to read each word depends on the usage and the combination with another letter. Now, I'm going to play the short clip that explains the strokes of kanji. Let's go.This is a sample diary, which I think looks super overwhelming for you at this moment, because this diary includes a lot of kanji, but I hope you will read most of it, let's say 90% in the end. This time, we will read with hiragana, which I will show from the next slide. Let's separate this diary into 3 parts, because it is too long. Okay, let's go. Okay, this looks better, right?First, take a couple minutes to read and try to comprehend the whole flow. After you understand the context briefly, please resume the video to practice with me. Now, please repeat after me. 私は毎日7時半に起きます。そしてシャワーを浴びます。大抵8時ごろ朝ごはんを食べます。そして8時半ごろ大学へ行きます。日本語の授業は毎朝9時にあります。Now, let's look at some important words or phrases one by one.毎日 is every day. シャワーを浴びる is to take a shower. Also, ごろ or ころ is around or about. For example, 12月ごろ means around December. Did you get it? Okay, go on to the next slide. Now, this is the second part. Please repeat after me.その後、よく図書館で勉強します。昨日も図書館でテストの勉強をしました。昼ごはんは大抵学生会館で食べます。でも昨日は食べませんでした。月曜日と水曜日と金曜日の午後は英語と文学の授業があります。 火曜日と木曜日の午後は授業がありません。Here as well, let's check some important and difficult words one by one. 学生会館 is student union building, as you might have known it. 文学 is literature. Let's say 日本文学 is Japanese literature. Okay, go on to the next slide. Okay, the last slide for this diary. Please repeat after me. 大抵5時半ごろ家に帰ります。6時ごろ晩ご飯を食べます。そして宿題をします。テレビはあまり見ません。いつも11時半に寝ます。Here is one important grammar, which is あまり plus negative. あまり is used in a negative sentence, such as テレビはあまり見ません。Meaning, I do not watch TV much. Another example is あまり魚を食べません。Meaning, I don't eat fish much. 魚 is fish. I recommend you practice reading a few times for these slides so that you can answer the comprehension questions after this slide. Here are some comprehension questions for you. Take several minutes to go back to the slide and find the answer. After you find the answer, please try to write them in your note. I will show you the sample answers in the next slide, so take your time. Here are answers. Please note that I intentionally put space between each part of speech, for example, between 7時半 and に, because these sentences are all hiragana, and it makes readers confused to find a chunk of phrases. It seldom happens when we use kanji, so the space here is just for now. Also, please note that the answer is complete sentence in number 4 and number 6, which is recommended to learn proper grammar. Just in case, and for practice, let's practice reading together. 1. 7時半に起きます。2. 11時半に寝ます。3. 日本語と英語と文学の授業があります。4. はい、よく行きます。5. 図書館でテストの勉強をしました。6. いいえ、あまり見ません。それでは、ディクテーションをしましょう。Today is a kind of big day of practice. We'll practice listening and writing a lot of sentences. From now, I'm going to read 6 sentences 3 times, with the interval of 20 seconds between sentences. Please write them in hiragana, and if my reading is fast for you, stop and replay the video several times. Now, let's begin. Number 1. 毎日授業がありますか？毎日授業がありますか？毎日授業がありますか？ Number 2. 月曜日と水曜日に授業があります。月曜日と水曜日に授業があります。 月曜日と水曜日に授業があります。No.3 何時に授業がありますか？何時に授業がありますか？何時に授業がありますか？ No.4 10時に日本語のクラスがあります。10時に日本語のクラスがあります。10時に日本語のクラスがあります。No.5 大抵どこで昼ご飯を食べますか？大抵どこで昼ご飯を食べますか？大抵どこで昼ご飯を食べますか？ No.6 大抵カフェテリアで食べます。大抵カフェテリアで食べます。大抵カフェテリアで食べます。Okay, now please check your answers with the next slide. Okay, here are the answers. As I mentioned, I intentionally make small space between words so that each sentence is easy to understand. Normally, if we use a combination of kanji, hiragana, and katakana, we do not use space. Instead, we use small comma, for example, after the subject. We will learn about the comma and the period when you write a diary in a later stage. Also, you may notice that the question number 2, 4, and 6 are the sample answers for the questions 1, 3, and 5 respectively. Okay, did you check your answers? Shall we go to the next slide? Let's go. Now, I hope that everyone who has watched previous videos understands this sentence. 私は学生です。I'm a student. Wa is a particle that implies a topic sentence. Also, in this case, wa is the subject of the sentence. So far, so good? The subject serves as a topic often, but not always. The function of the topic is to introduce something the speaker wishes to comment on, so the topics can include time expressions, direct objects, goals, locations, and other words or phrases. Understanding how the topic works in Japanese conversation and learning how to use topics can be quite difficult, and more explanation follow later. But for now, I would like you to understand there is another usage of particle wa in addition to topic sentence. Let me give you some examples in the next slide. Here are examples. What is the subject in the first sentence? 今日は授業があります。The subject in the sentence is actually omitted. 私は or 僕は。Do you understand this? 今日は is not the subject. Rather, it is just a function of the topic. If I would translate 今日は, it would be like speaking of today or just today. as an introduction of the topic. How about the second example? 宿題は明日します。So, what is the subject? The subject in this sentence, again, is 私は or 僕は but it is omitted. So, what is the function of 宿題は? 宿題は is used as a topic introduction, same as the first example. I hope this slide helps. Here, I will introduce an easy way to learn Japanese online. NHK is a national TV channel in Japan. They provide some useful resources to learn Japanese. This is such a great resource for those who are a big fan of animation. Actually, I have a lot of students who study Japanese because of animation. And because they learn so many difficult words through anime, their progress always surprises me. Sometimes they ask me some difficult words or phrases that are hard to explain though. Just try to use this advantage if you have time. Lastly, I will recommend one of my favorite songs, Marigold, which is a flower name. I was recommended this song by one of my previous students in Japan in 2018 because I was already in Canada at the time and I had almost no information about Japanese pop music. My student introduced this song to me. The name of the singer is Aimyon, maybe her nickname. She is still 25 years old, but released a lot of great songs. She started to practice guitar at the age of 15. The guitar was a gift from her English teacher from foreign country. That teacher gave the guitar to her when he left for the country. Without that teacher, Aimyon might not have started her career as a singer. 歌を聴く前に少しだけ単語を説明しますね。Before listening, let me introduce new words used in this song. 一緒に練習しましょう。2回繰り返します。I'm going to repeat twice. 麦わらの帽子、麦わらの帽子。揺れたマリーゴールド、揺れたマリーゴールド。似てる、似てる。空、空。まだ青い、まだ青い。夏、夏。懐かしいと笑えた、懐かしいと笑えた。あの日の恋、あの日の恋。もう離れないで、もう離れないで。泣きそうな目で、泣きそうな目で。見つめる君を、見つめる君を。雲のような優しさで、雲のような優しさで。ぎゅっと抱きしめて、ぎゅっと抱きしめて。抱きしめて離さない、抱きしめて離さない。Okay, now let's listen to it together.
ちょっと心を揺さぶりすぎて真面目に見つめた君が恋しいでんぐり返しの日々かわいそうなふりをしてか 全部吐き出せるほど強くはない。でも不思議なくらいに絶望は見えない。目の奥にずっと映るシルエット大好きさ。柔らかな肌を寄せ合い、少し冷たい空気を二人噛みしめて歩く今日という日に、なんと名前をつけようかなんて話して、I love you の言葉じゃ足りないからとキスして、雲がまだ二人の影を残すから、いつまでもいつまでもこのまま遥か遠い場所にでもつながってたいな。二人の想いが同じでありますように。麦わらの帽子の君が揺れたマリーゴールドに似てる。あれは空がまだ青い夏のこと、懐かしいと笑えたあの日の恋。もう離れないでと泣きそうな目で見つめる君を、雲のような優しさでそっとぎゅっと抱きしめて離さない。I love you の言葉じゃ足りないからとキスして、雲がまだ二人の影を残すから、いつまでもいつまでもこのまま離さない。いつまでもいつまでも離さない。
今日もお疲れ様でした。たくさん練習しましたね。次のレッスンでは新しい漢字、総合練習、そしてParticle、よ、ねを勉強します。In the next lesson, we will learn more basic kanji, integration practice, and the new grammar, particle, よ and ね。では、また会いましょう。Okay, have a great day. See you soon. またね。最後までご視聴いただきありがとうございました。英語学習や留学のカウンセリング、英作文添削も行っています。ぜひホームページをご覧ください。